If you're here listening to my channel, I'm going to assume that you came here for a reason, maybe especially the times that we're in right now. And I heard the word guardian recently, and it made me really see how everything that we've been talking about here, it all comes together. And my question is, are we the guardians of what is to come and also what is already coming in? But are we the guardians? Are we here to steward, to give birth to make ourselves available for these energies that are they're bigger than what we're used to? It's a higher frequency and it does not fit the way we have been living. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And many of us have felt this for a very long time. I have felt this, I don't know, for so long. I was a little girl and I already wanted to make myself available for it. And I didn't even really know what it was, and I didn't know what it meant. And, it might be the same for you, and we just live our lives and do the best we can. But then over the years, you start feeling this thing, right? Like there is something else going on. And why am I the only one feeling or sensing that? Why is nobody else talking about it? And then little by little, you get to connect with others, and they're saying things that you finally feel recognized and heard and hopefully understood, and you're not alone in it anymore. And I have a feeling here that there is just a tsunami of light workers, star seeds. There's a lot of little cells, because that's really all we are. We're little cells in this new wave, this higher frequency that's coming in to uplift those energies that are still heavy, contracted, scared, separate. And even though we have done this for a long time, we have made ourselves available for this for a long time, and I'm again assuming you know what I'm talking about, not much seems to have happened. And I want to emphasize this again, because it may not seem or look or feel that we have made a difference or even a dent in what's going on. And we have been so vigilant in our practice of meditation, of clearing out, of making ourselves available. And the world out there, there today doesn't look so great. But I think most of us also know that this is a process, that this is a breakdown that needs to happen, because the old system is not fitting anywhere into the new energy. So it's almost like this contraction, it's like it's breaking open because the new is coming in. And then all the systems, all the things that we have been used to, we have been identified with, thought that this is just how it is, it's all falling apart. And that's how it's supposed to be. And it's probably not going to be so easy. But here's where we really need to remember that we are the guardians of this higher frequency. Each one of us is a little cell, a little light cell in this higher frequency that is going to light, that is already doing it, but it's lighting up and lighting up the darkness. And the more we bring our light, our divine light, it's not something we do up here, it's something that we are. It's so opposite of what we're used to. It's not like we need to do something. No, we need to be who and what we are. And as we are this little cell in this huge tsunami of light and energy coming in, we're simply available for it to come into this dimension and touch everything that is not touched by it yet. You and I are touched by it to whatever level, to whatever degree. That doesn't matter. The more we make ourselves, it's like sitting in this portal and just like, okay, I'm here, I'm available. I don't know what to do, I have no clue, but here I am. So if we are those guardians, which we are, which you are, what are we supposed to do besides that? And how do we know? How can we trust it? How do we know it's just not a mind trick of the mind? Here, I want to keep coming back to the longing that we feel in our heart, the deep sense of longing for something better, something more loving, peaceful, expansive, liberating, free, joyful. That is what we're feeling in here in our heart. There is a longing for that. There is like a, oh yeah, can we get there already? But the reason that we are feeling it is because that wave is coming through you and I. That is why you and I are feeling it. It's because it is here. It's not because we should say, oh, I did that in the 60s and nothing happened, or, I don't believe it, it hurt, I opened up and it came and it hurt me, it went away. It was one of mine. And it's because the world wasn't fully ready for it as it is now. We were kind of making dents in the darkness, in the heaviness, in the denseness. We were making dents in it, not by doing anything, although we may have done something. There's certainly a lot to do also, but it's by being it, even in our deep meditations, even in our deep inner work. We were accessing that light. We were doing the deep work and the self-inquiry and the meditation and the therapy and whatever, coaching, all the things that we've done. We did it because we were accessing the light that is coming through. So all the work that we have done, that was just removing the darkness so it could shine more. And as we are doing that, more light is coming in and more souls, more people here who are still living in the darkness, who have not been touched by it in the way that you and I have been. The light that we are now making ourselves available for in a much bigger way, that can now reach them in a way so also they start cracking open from the inside out, because as soon as the light that we make ourselves available comes through, it touches the places that also need that, just like you and I have been and still do. So even though we may not have seen the results that we would like, it has been happening for a long time. I feel that it's been accelerating a lot lately, like a whole lot. And you can feel it. And you start noticing other people are talking similar language like you do. Even though they may just have been cracking open, it's still the same light that they have access to. And depending on their crack, that's how much light they can suddenly realize and make themselves available for. So talking about being the guardians, we can talk about we need to be the guardians of the earth, but first and foremost, we need to make ourselves open up as guardians for this energy and for this light, because that is the earth that we long for. That's a whole different way of living than we have been used to for a long time. So it's not that we have to change the world out there with our mind or the way we are used to. No, we are bringing in this light and then we follow it. It guides us now because it's been knocking on the door. You feel it as the longing. We make ourselves available. We let ourselves feel what we long for, this beautiful new life, this beautiful earth, planet, interaction with each other, things that we really, really know are important for us, for everyone, in order to create a whole new dimension, a whole new life experience. So we are making ourselves available through our longing. The longing is the calling of the energy. You and I feel it as a knocking, as a longing. It's like, yes, yeah, I want that. Oh, yes. Oh, my. By allowing that, you let it out, you let it through, and then you follow that. You stay in that. And then we need to make ourselves even more available and say, okay, how can I make myself available for it in this dimension? And that's where some of us may have some intuitions, some inspirations, some visions, some great ideas that is the new energy that is creating the new way we are going to experience life. So it really is a moment to moment experience. It's not like you sit down and you know exactly what to do. Some people get that. There are some people who can see that. I'm not one of them. Sometimes I wish I were, but it's actually not even true because there is only now. And that's all we need to know, because the next now will unfold the more we make ourselves available for this. It's just an ongoing now, and it's an ongoing unfolding of itself. And in that, we will know now what is true for us now. So, for instance, for me, it's doing these YouTube videos, which is something I had never even dreamed of I would do. It still surprises me that I'm doing these almost every day and I'm just really enjoying it. Why? Because I feel it's this energy just prompting me and inspiring me, and it feels really great. So it's not a channeling from above. It is my own opening to the light, to the I am that I already am. There's nothing else going on, really. At least not that I know of. I'm sure, I mean, I know there's a lot of other things going on, but in my experience, I have to stay with my longing, my calling, and then making myself available to the moment to moment to moment unfolding. And as I'm doing this right now, I can very clearly feel that it is this energy moving my hands, speaking through me or as me. It's just how it flows when I make myself available for it. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. We never really do we? We are always in the moment and the words just come. But the difference is, in my experience, is when I just make myself available in and as the portal of this energy to come through, It's not happening in the mind. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to know anything. When I'm doing these talks here, I notice my mind sometimes like, oh, what are you going to say next? Or, oh, where's this going? You know, there's kind of a little bit of a thing going on. It can be a little distracting. It's not a lot. It's like when I'm in the flow, and then it feels like the flow slows down a little bit. And then this thing up here thinks it needs to know something. But I just stay with the flow. I just stay with maybe a pause, because that's what's here. There's no fast moving words. There's just a pause, not quite knowing. So I stay with not quite knowing. And then suddenly something else shows up. And it's usually different than what I think I know. For instance, a few minutes ago, when I was sharing this, my mind's going like, oh, wow, I've never said that before. I didn't really know that I knew that. But of course, I didn't know it until the moment, until the now moment. So if we want to be guardians of what is coming, what is to come, what is happening right now, it is just a matter of learning to rest back and feel this something that you really want. There's something like, oh, I long for this. And you stay there. You just stay with that, and then you let it, the longing, right? The energy behind the longing is when you let yourself feel the longing, it's like you open the door, and then it can go, oh, thank you. Oh, and then it moves, and you go, oh, you know what? I'm going to call so and so. I don't know why, but I just had this idea. Or I'm just going to check my mail, and then there is an email that was just like exactly what you need to hear, because you feel this energy. It's like, oh, like an expansion or something. So we can do this together and practice it. So I want to keep inviting you to go to my website. The link is in the description. It's divinefeminineflow.com. And if you feel so moved, please join my Tuesday, once a month, Tuesday morning. This is in California time, where we have just a little online gathering for about an hour, maybe a little more, where we will be practicing. We'll be practicing connecting with this and then see what happens. And when we do it in a little group, as a little meditation or a little guiding, then it is easier because we're all tuning into the same, you know, that one, when two or more are gathered in my name. So we are more than two gathered in the name of this energy that comes through our heart. So there's more attention on it. And then more can come through, and we all benefit from it. We all feel it more because there's more of us being it. And that's why I feel at this point, what's coming through here is that this Tuesday morning gathering, I find that's a very beautiful offering to offer ourselves, making ourselves available as the guardians of this energy. And then the energy will show us what it wants through whatever way it gets our attention. So please join. You know, you can go to my website and you can just sign up for my email list, and then you will get all the information. And then there will also, on some of these emails, there will be a link where you can join the Tuesday morning gathering. Okay, my friends. Thank you.